Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of NinaRibena's Art Journal Prompts and More. Now of course the prompt for the month is puzzled and today's challenge is altered playing cards. Now I've got two stacks of 4 cards here. These are from a set that Linda Cooper Pierce gave me a couple of years ago in Happy Mail, and I am going to glue a stack of 4 together just so that I've got a bit of stability. So let's just put one to one side and I'm just going to use a glue stick. Let's apply some to the back. I'm not sanding it down or anything. I'm just going to go with it as it is. So applying a nice thick layer of glue, concentrating on the edges, and I am going to glue some together. I'm going to glue that one on underneath like that, and then one so that I've got the playing card showing on the back. These are my 2 stacks of playing cards, so that's what they look like front and back, and they're nice and stable now for me to work on. And I think I'm going to start on this one first, and I want to use some of the Tim Holtz Ideology tissue paper. This one's called Melange, and I think I want this section just here, something like that. I think I want the horlogerie to go in, so I'm going to cut a piece out and glue that down, trimmed around the edges, and I've just used the smoother side of an emery board just to smooth it off and just make sure that I've got rid of any loose ends. It's just easier to get round and trim the rounded corners that way. Now this is looking a little bit white for my liking, so I've got some of my frayed burlap distress ink, and I'm just going to apply just a little bit around the edges, working it into the centre just to take that starkness away. So we'll just do this. I want it darker just around the edges, and I'll probably end up going over that in black once I'm completely finished as well. But let's just start off by doing this. There we go, that's better, isn't it? I just want to apply a little bit of modelling paste to my playing card. So I'm just going to hold it flat and just apply it in a couple of random places. Where else do I want it to go? A bit down here as well. There we go, that should do it. And I'm going to let that dry. Cheated, and I've dried that with my heat tool, and what I want to do is just really lightly go over those harlequins with some of my Treasure Gold. Oh, I just love that, that is gorgeous. Absolutely love that. I want to wipe it away from there. Where are my baby wipes? Hang on, just wiping it away from the areas where I don't want it, just with a baby wipe. If I get a bit on the card, I don't mind, but I just don't want too much. I just really do like that. There we go. I'm going to see if I can add a little bit more. Let me just, I'm wiping the excess off my finger first as well. Just want some on these areas here. That is really pretty. Well, pretty's the wrong word, but really effective. Isn't that cool? Now I want to ink around the edges before I bring in my focal image. So we'll just ink around the edges first, and I'm keeping this really simple because you'll see when I show you the focal image why. The focal image is going to do all the talking. It is gorgeous. And I want to use this butterfly as my focal image. This was something that Katerina Milona sent me for the embellishment challenge last year. She made the altered tin, if you can remember, and this gorgeous butterfly. And the reason I've used gold, I don't know whether you can pick this up, but there's some kind of gold shimmer on these cogs here. So I thought that would tie the piece together. So that's going to go in the centre. And then I want to use this Tim Holtz chipboard, chit chat word, and I'm just going to cut it in between usual and wings, and I'm just going to use a craft knife, and here we go, here's my craft knife, and I've got a cutting board as well, which I had a minute ago and I seem to have misplaced. So I've got my metal ruler here, and I'm just going to hold that on like that, and just cut with my craft knife. Trimmed my chipboard pieces, and I trimmed both ends as well, just because it was longer on this end and that would bug me, but these are too white, so I'm just going to use some of that frayed burlap just to colour my piece, and then I'm going to ink around the edges in black. And then I think I'm going to glue my chipboard pieces on first and then my butterfly last. This piece is going to be something like that, so I'm going to glue these on first, and I've just got my what's this, Aleene's tacky glue, which I've put into one of these bottles here just because it's easier to apply the glue. And I'm going to stick one there, use your, and the wings down here in the bottom right hand corner. And then I think I'm going to need some heavy gel medium to attach my butterfly. I might even need some foam pads just to raise it up a bit. So I'm just going to let that dry first. I'm just going around my harlequins with a Stabilo all pencil, just shading slightly. And my modelling paste isn't quite set, but as soon as it is, I shall just use a blending tool just to smudge it out, just a little bit. But as I say, I'm not ready to do that yet because my modelling paste isn't quite set hard enough. I love that gold so much. I think I want to add just a tiny bit around the edges of my quote like that, just a little tiny bit. Oh, I like that. There we are, just on the edges. I don't know whether you can see that. I'll do the same on the top. Oh, there we are. I've pulled my gold into my quote, and now I'm just going to use some of the golden extra heavy gel medium just to attach my butterfly and my palette knife. Where is it? Here we go. I'm just going to add a blob in the centre because this is quite textured here, where Katerina has used all kinds of fibres to attach the threads at the bottom. So we'll add that just there like that. Make sure I've got, whoops daisy, let's grab another bit and make sure I've got enough. And I'm just going to attach this down like that, and then I'm just going to leave that be to set nice and hard and firm. Let's do another one, why not, hey? I'm using, oh hang on a minute, that's modelling paste. Where is my matte medium? Right, matte medium, use the right stuff, Nina. I'm just going to apply some matte medium again all over the front of my playing card. Here we are. I didn't even think about what side I was adding it to either, so I can't even remember what's on the back of this one. So I get what I get. There we are. And this time I'm going to use an Alice in Wonderland napkin. And I want the rabbit. Now, how do I want that to go? Something like that. There we are. So I'm just going to smooth this down really, really gently again, just to remove any of those air bubbles. And then I'll give that a quick zap with the heat tool and I'll cut around the edges. I like how that looks, but I just feel as if it needs a bit of colour. And I've got these butterflies and flowers here, and in fact actually I'm going to tear it really, really carefully. There we go, it's that bit there that I want, and I'm going to glue that on in the corner just there, because I just love the fact that you can still see that these are playing cards underneath it all. Just love that. So again, I'm going to apply some more matte medium. What have I done with my brush? Here we go. Let's add a bit more just in the top right hand corner here. Whoops. And we'll apply, in fact I want it on an angle. I don't want it completely straight. I want it hanging off the edge of the page as well, the card. Here we are. Oh, get rid of that blob of glue. There we are, and I'll let that dry, and again I'll sand it and cut around the edges. Some archival ink, and I'll just go around the edges like this, which will just frame my piece. and then I can decide if I want to add any more to it. I'm thinking maybe a couple of charms. In my extensive jewellery stash, I just happen to have a pack of playing cards which I'm going to add to the bottom as a charm. I want it to go quite towards the bottom so that I can get the jump ring through. In fact, I probably want it lower down than that, about there. So I'm going to punch a hole with my pokey tool and just twizzle that around a bit so that I make sure that the hole is all the way through. Then I need some pliers to attach a jump ring through my hole here. Come on, go through, and then I can attach my charm. I might need a piece of chain, or hopefully that will be okay. We'll see how it dangles. I like quite a lot of movement on mine, so let's close that together. Whoops, a daisy, butterfingers. I've attached my little charm, and I just think that looks really, really cute. And you can see as well that I've made a hanger in the same way that I did for the jigsaw puzzle piece. So I've just, you know, made some spirals on my wire, attached a few coordinating seed beads, you know, blue to tie in the blue on the playing card. And I love the fact that you can still see that this is an altered playing card by leaving the back plain. Anyway, let's do one more. Another stack of 4 playing cards which I've already glued together, Joker on the back this time and the ace on the front, and I want to apply this napkin here, this beautiful floral napkin, and I think I want it something like that. So I'm going to use some matte medium. What have I just done with my paintbrush? Here we go. So just some matte medium to stick it down, which will dry nice and clear. So we'll apply a nice coat of that, again concentrating on applying a good amount of glue around the edges. There we are, move that out of the way and bring back my napkin. Now, how did I say I wanted that to go? Hang on a minute. I think I want it something like that. I'm just going to smooth it down really, really carefully. There we go. And I think I shall apply some more matte medium over the top. I've got a few wrinkles and that really, really doesn't bother me. So I'm just going to trim around the edges and apply a coat of matte medium over the top. I've trimmed around the napkin, so that's all nice and neat. And I've also added a coating of matte medium over the top just to protect it. And you can tell as well that I've inked around the edges. And I just love that you can still see that it's a playing card underneath. I think, you know, it's a great way to use your napkins and tissue papers. For my focal image this time, I want to use a heart, and I've just cut this with a heart punch, and I've stacked 3 pieces of cardboard together just so that, you know, I've got some dimension, and again it's nice and stable. And I'm going to add some of the Seth Apter baked texture powder in patina oxide. You've seen me use this before. I used it for the inches for the swap challenge. So I'm going to use my embossing pad, and I'm just going to apply a nice thick coat of the embossing ink like that. Oh, wrong way around. And then let me just give that a shake, and then I'm just going to add some of the texture paste powder. Good grief, Nina. There we go. Tip off the excess, and I'm going to move that out of the way, and I'm just going to heat set this with my heat tool. And there it goes. I just love this. It's just gorgeous. And this might need another coat as well. Going back my playing card, and you can see I've got another one of Katerina's gorgeous butterfly embellishments. Katerina, if you watch this, please share a tutorial showing how you made these. Now I'm just going to ink again around the edge of my heart, and I'll use a Sharpie marker like I did before just to get into that awkward bit there, and then we'll start gluing it down. I just want to stick my heart down, so I'm using just some Aleene's tacky glue for that in this little squeeze bottle. So I'll have that in the centre, something like that. It dries clear, so if I have any spillage, it really, really doesn't matter, but I shall just grab cotton bud just to get rid of the excess. I got rid of the excess glue, and I've just applied some of the extra heavy matte medium, gel medium, to stick my butterfly down, because of course again Katerina has used hot glue to glue the antenna, so it's slightly raised on the back and that will hold it in place. So I like that there, I think. There we go. Finally, I just want to use another one of the Tim Holtz chipboard quotes, Shine Brightly, which again was in one piece and I've cut in two. So I'm just going to ink around the edges just to frame it and get rid of that cardboard. Just glue these down with a bit more of the Aleene's tacky glue. Trying not to use too much this time. And I think I want it centralised. There we go, something like that. Shine brightly. So here's my 3 finished altered playing cards. By using napkins, as I said before, I just love the fact that you can see that they're playing cards underneath. I think those are really, really fun. And I've kept the backs as they are, rather than gessoing over them as well. So I look forward to seeing how everybody else decides to interpret the challenge this week. I have thoroughly enjoyed seeing all the wonderful artwork that you've been posting in the Facebook group again. So much fun again this month. If you enjoyed what I've created here, as always, I'd really appreciate a thumbs up. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and if you're not subscribed to my channel already, then click that subscribe button and don't forget to press the bell so that you get notifications of all my future videos. So take care everyone, and I'll see you all again soon. Bye for now.